guys, so today's video is all based on first impressions. I got this new graphic brows from Zoeva brow pencil. We've got from Halika, this is at Ulta. There's a lot of this stuff there. This new jelly blush, it almost looks kind of like the Bare Minerals, and it comes with a little puff, but how cool, and it has a clasp to keep the product protected. I've got this Urban Decay, the Ultimate Brush Set and Go Off Powder. I have the ColourPop and Disney collab highlighter in Horse and Carriage. I have this Wet n Wild bronzer that I've never ever seen before. I also have a lip product, a new mascara, and you guys wait for it, going to die. I've got the Tati Beauty Palette, the eyeshadow palette. So this just came in today and I had to film with it. This is volume 1, hopefully one of many, and just look at it. It arrived in pristine condition. These shades are even more beautiful in person. Can't wait to get into that. We should probably do the eyes first. Let me go and let's put some brows on. First impressions of this Zoeva brow pencil. Alright, so we've got a standard spoolie end. Feels actually really, really cool. And it actually has the color indicator side, which I really like. And it is one of those microfine brow tip pencils. We go do one eye on, and I'll be right back. Okay, I want you to see what I'm seeing before I correct it with my Fenty. It's literally chunking up. I can't, even though brushing this way, I cannot get this to lay pigment down. And the spoolie is just weird. Do you see all this? It's like chunking up around here. This is a hard pass because it's leaving big bald spots. And I've layered and layered this product on, and now it looks very cakey and weird. And it has an auburn undertone when this is supposed to be truly deep brunette. I don't see that, so let me go fix my eyebrows and then we'll move on to the eyes with the Tati palette. Okay, I've done my brows. Now into the Tati Beauty palette. This was $48, which is actually very, very inexpensive. Came with a, sleeve that this comes in with raised lettering. I think it's really sleek, really chic. It says volume 1 on the side. So if you collect the palettes, you can obviously put them in a row like books. How cute. And it says some information on the back. When opened, it does come with a sheet protector. No names on it, just a sheet protector. And can we talk about the size of this mirror? It literally fills up the entire edge to edge. And here are the shadows. So these go in rows of just what she wanted. Tati wanted a palette that envisioned her, which was neutrals with a touch of glam. She does like glitters and shimmers. So I think she started out in the really right direction. And I love these. These are warm tones. You've got cooler tones. You've got gemstones. And these are really, really beautiful. So I sort of swatched them row by row on my arm so you could see. The first 4 there are the blue row, and that's Memory. And then these here is this one, that's Story. Then we have Ritual, sort of right here. I know I'm bad at swatching, but we have Ritual. And then going in with, we have Soothe. Right there. I don't know if I did this correctly, but there's the mauve shade, and there's Aura. So here's some of Aura. Right here, and right here. Anyway, here's some swatches. They are beautiful. So here are the swatches. Again, these are the metallics, the foils. Here's a metallic here. They've got metallic here, and what they do is they have a matte, a sequin. So it's like essentially a matte with some glitter in it, but you're not going to see the glitter really. Here's a matte here. There's a nice matte there. All of the mattes swatched really, really nicely, you can see. And no skipping, nothing like that. And here are 2 examples of the sequin shades. You can see some shimmer in there, but these foils are intense. So I'm really excited to play with this. Also, she did say that in a row that these go together. So any way you want to put it, it obviously goes well together. So that this way could go that way. I don't really know what I want to do. I kind of want to go in one of these rows that she's talking about. So let me decide, and I really want to play with this, and I want to play with this section and a little bit of this section. Let me just say, for the money, this palette is huge, and the mirror, guys, it can fold all the way back and without damaging, you know, the binder part of it, which I think is awesome. So I'm going to go in with the matte aura shade in here, and that'll be my brow bone highlight. I primed my eyes with the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. Then I would like to go in with Soothe, the matte brown shade here. There is some kick up in the pan, obviously, but they're really very pigmented shadows, as you can see here. I'm just going to bring this up, meeting that brow bone highlight shade. Let me just say that these are so super soft, very creamy. They blend super easy. I did take my time building this color up. So if you want a very subtle wash of color, go in with one, you know, brush dip and you're good to go. This is beginner friendly because it's very soft in pigment starting out, but you can build it up to be super, super bold, which I really, really like. Beginner friendly, but you can take this easily from wearable every day to super glam night and everything in between. So I am most excited about this palette that I've ever been all year long, and I think it's really well priced. You guys, I'm so bad at swatching. There are many swatch videos out there, so please go watch one of those. I then went in with the matte Story. Very, very little. I tapped really, really little in the pan, and the color payoff is very intense. So I'm softly blending this into the crease and sort of in a cat-like shape. I want to leave some room there for our berry tone, but look how beautiful these are. And they just seamlessly blend together, but you can clearly tell, you know, the light brown here from that deeper orange shade, and I really love that. Then I just took a little tiny bit of Poet, which is that cranberry, sort of berry matte shade. And I'm putting that also into the crease, just a little bit lower so you can definitely see that color. And I really, really like this color. It's super intense, but it's not overpowering. And I only took the smallest amount. Then on this eye, I did take one of the sequin shades right here in Ritual. It's the second one in, and I just softly placed this to deepen up our crease. And as you can see, it definitely deepens it. And although in the pan there's glitter in it, there's no visible signs of glitter on the lid whatsoever. So I really do appreciate and I love that. I think this is really very pretty so far. And I'm just trying to use kind of a lot of the colors, different formats that she has. So far everything's blending really nice. I don't have any fallout on my face. There is quite a bit of kick up in the pans, but nothing, it's a little more than usual, but I forgive Tati. I want to get bold and take the matte black in here in the memory aisle. I went in with the tiniest dip in here, like just barely a tad, and it was so dark I had to shear it out with another brush, but wow, the pigment is insane in here. So all over the lid, I want to go in with this shade in the Story aisle. I keep calling it aisle. It's a column or it's a row. And I'm going to put that all over the lid. And I'm literally just taking very, very little of that, but you can see the pigment here. My camera and my light is not the best, but you can definitely see that it's really, really, really nice on the lid. So obviously I did this eye first, of course, and I just put the metallic from Ritual on with my pinky finger, so it looks like this. And I just kind of tapped it on my lid. I tapped it on the lid. As you can see, it is super duper foiled. Very intense. I have some fallout, yes. That is to be expected. And then on the inner corner, I went in with Aura, the metallic in here. And I just put that on the inner third just a little bit. And when it's all cleaned up and I have liner and lashes on, it's all going to come together. And I did use the NYX glitter glue. So yeah, I love it. I just realized the last 10 minutes of this video my mic was off. So I apologize. If you can see why my skin is a little bit glowy, there was so much glitter fallout, and I'm talking not just a little, but it was everywhere on my face. I had to go take a makeup wipe, take it all off. Then I did go in with the Vichy Mineral 89. Total dupe, but better for the Smashbox Primerizer, in my opinione. Then I'm going to take the Dermalogica, and I'm just going to, it's smoothing primer, Age Smart, and I'm going to fill in the pores here, and that's about it. I just want to show you the Dermalogic has a skin tint to it, and it just instantly, you can see, smooths over any texture, any pores, and it's just like a lifesaver. It also has SPF in it. Look at that. It just completely smoothed that whole area out. I love it. Ooh, I know what I wanted to tell you. If you think that this wing came from a liquid liner, it didn't. It came from that black shadow in that palette. I just used a flat brush and I stamped it and I just made the wing. So here's our final eye look. I love it. I think it's beautiful. Just went in with my Becca color corrector and we're ready for foundation. For foundation, I took the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear and I mixed the shades 435 and 460 to create my perfect shade. This foundation, I love it so much. I find that it's really quite similar to the ABH Luminous foundation. So if you don't have, the budget for that foundation, obviously don't buy it. You can get this one and it has more staying power than the ABH, but it has a similar type of finish. Not quite exact, but and it's got really great coverage, as you can see. It's pretty darn full coverage. It leaves a wonderful finish on the skin. It's just gorgeous. I went in on this side with the Huda Beauty Overachiever Concealer in Cotton Candy. I actually like to take this on my finger and do it that way. And I use this little L'Oreal finger. It's like a little tiny concealer sponge to get really deep, nice and deep, without disrupting a whole bunch of areas of the face. And I find that really brightens up very well. Now let's see how this new setting powder holds up. Alright, here's the setting powder, the Urban Decay, the Ultimate Brush Off Set and Go. It turns, it has, powder in here. Obviously it was sealed. Powder goes on the brush. A lot of powder. Let's set the face. I've already set one side. And I found this brush to be a bit abrasive. It's not that soft, in my opinion. And I feel like it's moving product around. You can see this side I did with the brush. Now this side I'm doing with, I did with that brush. And it wasted a lot of powder, frankly, and I'd rather just go in with my e.l.f. small tapered brush. And I got the shade, for reference, Fair, and I set my entire face and it did not change any of the color of my foundation or concealer. Didn't oxidize or anything like that. It feels really nice on the skin. I can't say anything else. It looks really blurring. Looks very velvety. I really like that powder. Definitely impressed. For the lower lash line, I just took Ritual and Story and I blended those. I used my Makeup Forever Aqua XL lower liner, and I used this CoverGirl Flourish by Lash Blast, and I really think it did a great job lengthening and separating my lower lashes. Now we're going in with bronzer. So now I'm just taking the Benefit Hoola bronzer and I'm contouring just very lightly. love this. Who remembers this? Who still uses this? Let me know in the comments. Now I'm going with the Wet n Wild Shimmer to Reflect bronzer, and this is really not shimmery at all. I find that it's very forgiving. It goes on pretty light. It's very buildable. I did this side with it already, and I think it looks really, really nice. Perfect on the skin. I don't see the shimmer at all. But this is a really nice shade. I mean, look at that. That's a beautiful bronzer. Ulta. Okay, you guys, look at this. This blusher right here from Holika.